Welcome back. Today we're going to start a new little piece of work here, but I want to ask, is there anything more intimidating than a blank sheet of paper or a canvas of any type? No. You're going to have to bear with me on this one because it's going to be a chopped up video. I've found that I can't continually shoot without stopping and trying to figure things out. So we're going to start out a little different today. We're going to start out just with a background, and we're going to be using slate and just black, 120 black. And I've got my famous little squeegee tool that I guess everybody seems to love. It's just from a cell phone protector kit, but they make all kinds of squeegees for putting on stuff on your windows and everything else. But anyway, this one is just the right size. So let's get started here. We're going to start out one of my abstracts, but this time I'm going to do something a little bit different because I'm going to lay down a little bit of a background so that it pops against it. So it's going to look like a mess, as it always does, but this is where we're going to go with it. Now this black I gotta be careful of because it's black. Okay, now we're gonna come in, put a couple drops, and you're gonna see what I mean by a lot of addition, subtraction, and this is just, oh, by the way, I like this black because it leaves this bit of purplish in here, if you can see it. So let's get squeegeeing. And sometimes you can tell there's way too much ink on there. But that's what they created this stuff for. So let's get to work. You can see I like working with some of these because they leave this staining. Let's get this in here first. Problem with the black, some of these is it can leave a lot of residue behind, so you got to kind of make sure you got what you want going on. Believe it or not, this thing can work like a great brush. And actually could do things that you'd need several brushes to do. Way too much down here, here. And you're gonna say, oh, look at it, you got all that little pattern going on. Well, some of it's okay, right? Some of it's okay. Now what we're starting to do, as you can see, you got this crazy, I'm gonna pick up some of this and put it over here. Octopus going on. No, it's not an octopus, but I don't really know what the heck it is. It's nothing at this point. And it's really, typically, usually not anything for quite a while. And even then, I'm not sure it ever is anything. If you do this little bit of tamping while it's still wet, you're still going to get some flow. And it's going to come together. But, okay. That's the start. We're going to come back in a little bit. Okay, and we're back. So I'm trying to show how you get some of the staining in some of these colors. These are the colors that I really like to use because of what it does. And here you've got some pink sort of salmon colors going on and a lot of blue. And I found that with mushroom and cloudy blue, pink sherbet, And eggplant, depending on what we put next to it, we're gonna get a lot of really cool things happening. Now, to me, this just looks like, probably you too, just a mess, and that's okay, because now we're gonna come in and we're just gonna try to build some stuff on top of this. So, sunshine yellow, and we're just gonna come over here. I'm not really too worried about where it goes right now, because there's a lot more things to be done in here. We're just gonna start giving it some highlights, and we're gonna cool thing it does, you start seeing, if I pick this up and then come over here, I'm gonna get this whole, all these little bounces. But that's why sometimes you can see them, sometimes you can't, because as the colors go down, you've got that blue that was down there starting to form into a little bit of a green. So that's sunshine yellow. Now we've got pink sherbet. And we're gonna go just to, see, this is what I mean about when you start getting into this, because you don't, abstract art, it doesn't have a plan, right? I don't have a plan. I don't know if you guys always have a plan. Okay, we'll leave that. Now, I'm gonna come back in here, give it a drop. I'm gonna go to water squeegee, we're gonna get to work. And you're going like, what are you doing? You're ruining that, or you shouldn't be going there with it. You should be going over here, and I don't know. I bet if I asked you guys how you do some of your work, you would be able to explain it either. So let's go up here. This is a bit messy for me. I like what's going on here, but it won't stay. Anybody that works with ink, you know what I'm talking about. It does not listen to you. It refuses to listen to you. Not only that, but it imposes its will on you. So all you could do is try to strike up a friendly relationship with it. Okay, so far we've got that yellow, we've got pink sherbet, and we've got some of this, the base colors. We haven't gone into the orange or the eggplants yet. And something's got to happen here. Oh, too much. Oh, this will be fun. So here we go. Let's see where this is going to go. You see how I put this down right here? It's hard for you to see the blossom that's happening. So if I take half of it, We're gonna break now so I can figure out where the next mess is gonna be. Okay, we're back. I'm gonna show you one of the subtraction, I call it a subtraction pen that I use. It is just filled with alcohol. It's got a little brush tip on it, and it'll just move around some ink for you if you get it going here. And sometimes what I want to do is I want to clean some of this up, but I can't get in there just with I'm afraid to get in there to move things around too much. So like in here, I want to just clean this up. Get rid of some of that. I don't know if you can see this, but there's some little light gray marks in here. Just cleaning it up. Here's a better example right here. Move it straight out, away from the painting. And we're going to keep it clean for some of the other details that'll come later. That's all. And another example of how I use this, there's also one that's more of a fine tip. And that one works exactly the same. And as you can see, there's some of this, you just spread a little bit, it starts coming out. Now what I can do here is I can put some really fine lines in here. Okay, let's start up here. And I don't know if you can see that. Let's go this way this time. See, we're starting to get some of the detail in here. And this puts down an incredibly nice, small little puddle. I can come back in here later and add some color in there. And when possible, I like to do things in threes. I don't know, somewhere I read that things work better that way. So anyway, that always stuck with me. So we're gonna do a little corkscrew here. Now, sometimes you can feather it, sometimes you can't, and this one put down a little bit more alcohol than I like. That's okay, because I'll go back in there and I'll fix that. Anyway, that's how we do some of these. Here's some of these lion stripes. Works really, really well. Even if you roll it, if you kind of roll it, you're going to get a different effect. Just keep rolling. Come back and roll the other way. And you start seeing what you get here. A little bit of this going on. So, like I said, some of these details, there's so much work involved that these are just some of the tricks. By no means is this fine art. This is fun. This is what that's supposed to be about. So, because I don't like what happened here, I'm going to come back in here with, actually with mushroom. I put a little tiny drop down over here. And now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go abracadabra. It's easy. I'm going to say, oops. What happened? And try to fix things. Sometimes I make it worse. But you turn every mistake into an opportunity. Or at least you try to. Don't Don't let anybody know that you didn't mean for that to happen. It'll just be our secret, okay? Just between you, me, and the rest of our members here. All right, that's it for now. That's the, we'll be on to the next stage. It might be a whole different video because this will get kind of long to try to post. So this is the way it's been painted so far. I know. Looks like my brain exploded onto the piece of paper. But that's just the way it works for me. So thanks for joining me. I'm also going to take some stills of this and so you can see some of the detail up close. I want to thank you guys all for continued support. It's just so much fun, the feedback and talking to everybody. I really enjoy it. Till next time. Oh, and here's my painted up shirt that my granddaughters absolutely think I'm crazy to continue to wear, especially to make a video. But, bye. Okay, pardon the handheld camera this time. We're gonna see if we can show some of the detail.